Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about Bloc tactics and unarresting people. Okay, so there's a couple different situations in that you might need to use this to unarrest people. Okay, so the first situation is the George Floyd situation. Okay, so let's say you're just a concerned citizen and you're witnessing the cops killing someone in the manner they do. Now, if they got their guns out, you can't really do anything, okay? But if they're killing somebody like they were killing this guy or like they killed Aaron Gardner, like when they're choking people out, all that would have taken is just one person starting from like 10 or 15 feet back and just going at a full run and just right at the cop on his neck and just knocking that cop off. Now, you want this kind of momentum because when you knock the cop off the victim, you want to be able to continue your momentum to get the F out of there, okay? Because they're going to be now on your ass, right? But if you do this correctly, right, you'll knock the cop off the victim, you'll get away, and the cops won't reassume their assault on the victim, we hope. But in reality, that cop getting knocked off the victim like that it's gonna be a reality check to them, right? They're gonna want to get that guy secure. They're gonna want to put him in the back of the car like they should have forever ago. And they're gonna want to try to secure when somebody attacks the cops, they're fucking gonna be put on their back feet, okay? Now, this is just what people need to start doing. Cops are out of control. I mean, they're killing people. They've been killing people, man. Beating, killing, I remember Rodney King like it was yesterday, man, okay? So, the problem is they're testing the cops, so it's hard to get good cops in there when the tests they have that they test them with, and this was all broke back in like 94 by Dateline, okay? They had this dude on there going, man, I got a high IQ, I want to be a cop, and they won't hire me, right? It was a whole hour-long show, right? So we know what type of people they're hiring, okay? And they're backed up by the system, and this is a very slippery slope because it's illegal to fucking knock a cop off somebody he's killing, all right? That's against the law, right? So you're putting yourself in danger of going to prison, right? That's why I say you need the momentum. You need to be able to ping and just woof right out of there, right? Like a dive roll, some Vin Diesel shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? You gotta be in health, in good health. You gotta be in physically good condition to be able to do this, okay? All right. So now that's one situation that it's a Bloc tactic called unarresting people, okay? And man, it's gone deep in the past. There's some great stories about that. Like Timothy Leary was broken out of jail by the merry pranksters, right? Like, that's just fucking awesome, right? Broke out of jail, right? Now, that's the ultimate unarresting. Now, we live in an extremely militarized police state right now, okay? And it's become that way because of the coup in '63 and this slow march towards full-blown fascism, okay? So at this point, there's good cops, 1 in 1,000 or some shit, and maybe, the cops that came out here when I was my house was burning out, they're very nice to me, and the cops that came out here, the day we were working on the road and the fucking wingnut dude was freaking out and called the cops and I had the conversation with them, they were nice. But I could tell that they would just as soon be fucking beat those first cops. Would just as soon be fucking. They seem to be high strung, and they seemed to be like, they would just as soon as kick somebody's ass as have a conversation with them, right? But they were nice to me at that point, right? But I could feel their aggressive anger, right? And this is the roid rage shit that goes on when a lot of the cops are on fucking steroids. Okay. So now the second situation where a black bloc tactic to unarrest somebody, right? Now, we see in these riots or protests really, a lot of the riots have been proven out to be cops doing this shit so the other cops can fucking go hard on the people. I mean, this is a agent provocateur tactic. I mean, I've witnessed it time and time again in Occupy, okay? The people doing the damage look like cops, okay? The people dressed up like ninjas, breaking shit and setting shit on fire, look just like cops. Like they had the same stance, shoes, okay? Seen it time and time again, right? I'm a very observant, highly intelligent person, and I can pick a fucking cop out, even in the plain clothes. Oh, so many times. I mean, they stand out. Their behavior, the way they look around, okay? Anyway. So, we see this video. I'm going to try to insert this video right here. Right?
Watch again. So what? Then the cops form a circle. They form a wall. And then they hand them off, and other people just start beating the fuck out of them. Now, I don't know how many cops are there. About 70, 75 cops, 50 cops, yes. 75, something like that. Where's the good one? If it's just a bad apple, shouldn't most of the cops be helping that guy?
Where this dude is filming the cops with his camera. The first layer of cops grabs him, throws him back to this. And now this is when the riot cops are out. Now this is an extremely dangerous situation for the unarresters, okay? Now, to unarrest people in a riot situation, you need to not only have a number of people that are all on the exact same page, but the person that's arrested needs to be on the same page too. Because there's this window of opportunity that they're going to have to go, and if they're like, ooh, then it's all going to be for nothing, right? And you can't go head to head with the cops, right? Because they start off, they already got fucking clubs, and then the next layer back has fucking less lethal, and then the next layer back has lethal, right? So you can't go head to head with them, right? I mean, it's just, you have to use group tactics in this, and here's how it goes down. Okay, you have a situation where somebody's been arrested, or they're in the process of getting arrested, right? And the cops are swarming them, okay? First off, you need to create some distractions. You need to have the numbers. Then you need to get the cops off. You need to get through the first layer, right? You need to fucking wedge, right? So in wedge, with the wedge pointing right at the person that's being arrested, okay? Now that's why I say this takes numbers, and it takes people that are all on the same page. But I know they're out there, okay? Anti-fascists, black bloc, okay? This is how you fucking do this shit. And if you're a kid and you're like, well, how do I, right? Okay, here you go, right? You make a wedge into the person being arrested, okay? Now, you're going to have a line of cops, and you're going in a wedge to pierce that line of cops, not engage, to pierce, to separate. You're trying to open up that first layer. Okay, now that's your wedge. Now, behind your wedge, you have your unarresters, okay? That's your second force of people. So that first wedge gets it open, boom, now you're to that fucking core of arresters that's actually arresting. You're not to the lethal yet, okay? You're basically in the less lethal. Y'all should be freaking hooked up with masks and all that stuff and as much protective gear as you can get, because the cops are going to be hitting you with sticks. That's what they do, all right? So the wedge, and we're talking, 2 to 8 people per side here to make an efficient wedge, and then the unarresters have to be at least as numbered as the arresters. So if there's 5 cops on this guy being arrested, you need all your wedge people and another 5 people to do the wedge. Now, each one of these freaking penetrators, unarresters, you have got to grab a cop like this and fall down. Okay? That's your whole job. Whoop, fall down. Once that cop falls down, you just get up and run. Okay? So if everybody does this perfectly at the right time, all the cops that are arresting the people are going to be falling all over the place. The person that's being arrested can get up and run. The unarresters, okay, and then at that point, it's basically get the F out of Dodge, right? Everybody's trucking out of there. The cops are going to be looking for that group of people or whatever, so you need to move to a completely different location. Now, the people that were on the wedge, okay, these people that are the wedge people that are just providing the opening for the unarresters, okay, your job becomes to get everybody out once that person is unarrested, okay? The cops are down, they're rolling around in their fucking overprotective gear and they can't really move as good as people that don't have all that fancy shit on, okay? And now, and look, you're never gonna fucking win going at the cops, right? You got to bump into them, right? You know, pushing them out of the way so somebody else can get by them. Obviously knocking them to the ground. If you can get some guy that's really good at getting around behind him and getting on his hands and knees right behind the cop, so then when you push, they go falling down. That's another great tactic. And again, you're not trying to beat cops up. You can't. Right? They got the fucking less lethal and the lethal right there, right? If they see you going at them for the sake of going at them, they will fucking kill you. That's what they do, okay? So what you need to do is just be knocking, and everything I'm saying right here is against the law, okay? 100% against the law. But the cops aren't behaving like cops anymore. They're fucking just killing people and they're fucking just beating people and they don't follow any sort of law themselves. So here's what you do when the cops aren't fucking behaving according to the law, okay? You knock them over, you push them out of the way, you use mass numbers. Wait, you're at a protest. You have the numbers. They're outnumbered, okay? Use those numbers to concentrate on not letting them get a hold of anybody at all. No arrest. That's the tactic. The cops are out there to get their little greasy hands on anybody they fucking can. To pinch them off, to grab them, to beat on them a little bit, to steal their shit. Look, I've been arrested on my way to a fucking protest. Not even to the protest. Walking down the sidewalk, okay? Yeah, fucking ripped off, roughed up, right? For literally doing nothing on my way to the fucking protest, all right? So that's unlawful behavior by the cops as well. I was just walking down the fucking sidewalk and they just jumped me, okay? So they're not following any sort of rules, so why should we, okay? And what I'm proposing is knocking cops on their fucking fat asses, pushing them out of the fucking way, and not letting them fucking arrest people, okay? Black Bloc, unarrest. Use it. That's all we got. Peace.